What's up everybody, it is Royal J here and I am back with another video, and this time I am doing a review and not a reaction, and it's been a while since I've done a review. So let's get into it. The first season I watched, it was pretty good. I loved the first season. I felt like the cast was amazing. The acting was A1. Everything was just so perfect. I was kind of upset that I didn't really get to review it. But I was like, okay, there's a second season, perfect timing, I could review it. It's a very fun and relatable show. Like, you don't just have to be a woman to relate to the show. You could be a man, anybody, and relate to it. So it's a really good show. It's fun, it's funny, it's sad, everything in one. The show starts off with Issa on a date, and it looks like she's on a date with Lawrence, which is her ex-boyfriend. She was daydreaming. It wasn't Lawrence, it was actually these guys that she was meeting off this dating app. She just seemed like she was just out of it, like she really didn't want to be there. She really wanted to be with Lawrence because that's all she was thinking about. So a lot of the scenes was kind of like, okay, is she daydreaming now? Like, is she daydreaming? Because it was a lot of the scenes that she would be on. It seems like it's happening, but then it's like she's daydreaming, and it was just crazy. They're asking her the same questions over and over, and she's just like, you know, I'm a cheater, and all of this stuff, like she's not faithful. She really wasn't saying it. That's what she was saying in her head. That's why I say this show is very relatable, because a lot of times we may not say things out loud, but we may be thinking about it in our heads, like things in our mind when we really want to say it. So as she was talking in her head, it was like rhyming and coming up with the words. That's why she was like she was cheating and stuff like that. I saw a few familiar faces. One of them was Ratchet, the one who did the song Ratchet Girl or something like that with his brother. The other one that I noticed was Look at Destin. I don't know Destin personally, but I know him from social media and seeing him on like different things. But he really has been working a lot lately. Like he's getting to the coin, I'm just saying. So Molly is sitting down with her therapist, and this lady is like asking her questions about how life's going, and she's just like, you know, I'm so happy, you know, I'm where I want to be with my career, and blah blah blah. And the lady is like, you know, how was your relationship with your brother? And she was like, oh, it's perfect, we're good. The therapist is like, okay, whenever you want to open up to me, just let me know, or we could switch seats and I could tell you all of my business. And he kind of laughed it off. But Molly is pretending like she's so perfect, like there's nothing wrong with her, and it's just like, we know not all good, we know there's something wrong, but the therapist could kind of pick up on that. But she's just like, okay, whatever, since you so perfect, let me know when you feel like talking. Her and Issa is walking in a park, and she's just telling her how the therapist is all in her business. She's like, well, that's what they're supposed to do. I mean, a therapist is supposed to get in your business and kind of help you out. So Molly is like, you know, she just liked the fact that the therapist is black this time around, because I guess the other ones was white. They could count on E, life on E. Issa life is pretty boring right now because she doesn't have Lawrence there. But even when Lawrence was there, it was kind of like she was even more bored. I feel like now that she's single, it kind of gives her a chance to open up and see things for what it is in a different perspective. So Issa is tired of dating because she's like, you know, you always have to send a perfect message, you always have to be super cute, you always have to be witty and just be basically appealing to other people, and she's just tired of it. She just want to be herself. She just like, you know, she compares every guy that she deals with, she kind of compares him to Lawrence. Like, you've been with him for so long and now y'all broken up, it's gonna be hard to kind of get over him. She was like, you know, he probably hates me, and Molly was like, he don't hate you, he still replies to your messages. And she's like, she said it's all about bills and other stuff. He won't even come and pick up his mail half of the time. So Molly tells her, you know, guys always want to come back when they feel like you're doing good. So Lawrence and that girl that he met up with from last season are in her apartment having relations. In the midst of it, she calls him Daddy with a Z, and he tells her like, oh, you call me Daddy with a Z. And she was like, oh, is there something wrong with that? He was like, no, it's fine, it's okay. So he made up a joke and was like, did I start calling you Zombie? He was like, that don't even go. Packing up his, you know, getting dressed to get ready to leave. And she was like, are you leaving? And he was like, you know, yeah, I've been crashing at your house for a little too long. She asked him, could he come back Thursday? He said, no, he's busy, so he's gonna come back Friday. They can hang out. So she's like, fine. I must say, that Lawrence and that girl, their sex scenes are very intense. Kind of bit of a turn on, but it's very intense. So he's at his friend's house and he's blowing up his airbed, Lawrence, and the friend is bothering him because he's trying to watch a show, and the noise from the air pump is kind of, well, not kind of, but is aggravating him. So Lawrence said, my bad, but I found some spots today. So his friend asked him, did you find something? He was like, no, not yet. Give me a few weeks, I'll be out. So he asked him, is he going to move back in with Issa? And you tell Lawrence got like a little bit offended. So he was just like, I'm tired, and he goes and lay down in the bed. Friend is just like, and he was like, what is you talking about? He was like, yeah, I know. So the friend is already picking up because he knows how he leaves on Fridays, come back on Sundays, and he's always super tired. The friend give him his props for what he's doing. He's just like, hey, so poor Issa, she's home alone, sitting on the couch, and she's just going through these, like, she's on a dating app, and she's going through these different pictures, looking at these guys, trying to find one that she's possibly interested in, but really just can't get Lawrence off of her mind. What she just go on in the bed and she's laying down by herself. The thing about it is men kind of get over things quicker than women, but once a woman gets over something, it's kind of like a guy doesn't have to deal with it. They start feeling it once they become lonely and stuff like that. So she's going through it right now, but we already know she's going to bounce back. Molly is sitting in her office and she gets this check. She looks at the check, turns the check over and realizes that it's not her check. It belongs to Travis Moore. Issa is going to the mailbox to check the mail, and she looks and see that Lawrence have some very interesting mail that he needs to get or he's going to go to jail. So she's making up this song and singing, saying, you got to get this check. Wait, you got to get this mail or you're going to go to jail. And this older lady at the bottom of where she stays is like, you better get the away from my mail. Oh, it's Issa. And the lady was like, hey, what you think about? So she was like, because I don't trust him. And Issa was like, yeah, I don't either. So she tells Issa as she walks away to put some lotion on her ankles. Issa calls Molly and tells her, what are you doing? Molly is just like, she's just looking at some plane tickets because she just want to get out of here. Issa says, she agrees and she will too. So in the meantime, she's like, hey, we should do a whole wine thing, everybody, a +1 party, everybody. And Molly is down for it, but Molly is just not in the mood because since she looked at the check and realized it wasn't hers. Issa is singing and Molly hangs up in her face. Molly leaves her co-worker, go over to talk to Travis, who the check belonged to. She's just like, hey, since everybody is drunk, maybe I could go and put a buzz in their ear for a raise. So she asked Travis, have he asked for one? He was like, heck no. He's like, no, so they can expect more out of me. So prior to her going over to Travis and talking to him, she talks to, I can't remember her name. She was talking to the girl, and she was just like, co-worker. And she was like, have we got our bonuses earlier? And the girl was like, heck no. So that's when she asked for Travis, and she goes over to Travis to talk to him. One of my favorite parts of the show is getting dressed and putting on different clothes. She's pretending, but she's talking in the mirror to herself and pretending like, I guess she's talking to Lawrence. The reason why I say it's my favorite part, because it's kind of similar like to what I'm doing right now, like talking to the camera and speaking on how I feel. It's like when Issa talks to herself in the mirror, kind of bosses up. Says the things that you want her to say, but she won't say it because she don't have the balls to do it. She just do the funniest things, says the funniest things. So the party is happening and everybody brings their +1. Come to find out the +1 is her brother. Molly asks Issa's brother who is his +1, and Issa was like, well, he's my +1. Issa gets a knock on the door. When she opens it, it looks like it's Lawrence, but really the girl that Lawrence has been seeing opens the door because they are going out on a date. So Issa just keep looking at the door because she's just hoping that Lawrence is going to be knocking, coming through to get his mail. So in the midst of while all the girls are talking, Issa is not really feeding into the conversation. She's kind of just like wandering off to herself. She gets a message from Lawrence and he's telling her that he's not going to make it for her to mail it. She walks outside because she's depressed, and Molly noticed that. She just walked out and didn't say anything. So Molly goes to see, because that's her girl, so she goes outside to see what's wrong with her. Molly goes outside to see what's wrong. Issa tells her that Lawrence isn't coming. So she's like, why would Lawrence be coming? And she was like, you know, he was supposed to get his mail. And she was like, around this time? He was like, yeah. She said, yeah, because I told him to come and get his mail at this exact time. So basically she wanted him to come by. It was a party going on and she could just fake the funk and put on the facade basically. So Molly was like, I thought you said you didn't want him back. And she was like, of course I want him back. I was lying. Kelly comes outside and she's drunk and she tells him she drunk all of the Roxy, I think it was called. These boys, 3 boys come walking down. She's telling them, oh, could they come party with us? And it's like, you didn't even ask their age. Like, they could be 15 and 16 years old. Like, a lot of kids are looking like grown-ass adults these days. And it's like, you didn't even ask how old was they. You didn't even ask to see their ID. Like, you just automatically saw boys and you wanted them to come and party. But it's in Molly like, hey, sure, whatever. They come in, and once they come in, some other guys come in, some Bloods. He just like one of the guys was dancing with his red flag, and then it turns into a house party. Everybody is smoking, everybody is drinking, everybody is dancing. And this lady comes upstairs and just like, okay, turn the noise down because people have kids. So the guy who came in, the Bloods, well, I'm assuming he's one of them, but he told Kelly that he wasn't banging. When the lady came in, it was like, people have kids. It was just like, fuck your kids, bitch, I got kids too. So the house is out of control. Stuff is burning on fire. Everybody is leaving once they seen the fire. And Issa, her brother, and Molly is trying to take the fire out. So once they took the fire out, the party is over. So the funny part of that was when Tiffany was like, asking the guy, do we have any herbs? Surprisingly, Miss Perfect smoking weed. So Issa's home. She's just pacing back and forth, walking around, sitting down, getting up. And Lawrence knocks at the door. At this point, I'm like, okay, this gotta be Lawrence. She cannot be daydreaming right now. So when she goes open the door to Lawrence, and he was like, you know, you said you had some mail for me. She was like, yeah. She goes and get the mail to bring it to him, and he tells her, well, I have some stuff in the bathroom that I left. I'm just like, you could have told her where the stuff was, and she could have just brought it to you, and you could have got it and left. But I knew it was a plot twist with this because it's like, it ain't no way that these two is just going to see each other, not hug, not kiss, not say something before he leaves. So once she goes and gets the mail, bring it to him, and he goes to get his stuff that was in the bathroom, comes back and shuts the door, acting like he's getting ready to leave, but he shuts the door, they're kissing, making out, and then the next thing you know, they laying on the couch or there. So I'm just like, oh. Okay, well, is she daydreaming right now? Is she dreaming, or is this really happening? Apparently this is really happening, and it only happens for probably like maybe not even 10 seconds. And when I seen it, I'm just like, okay, that's it? Like, y'all finished already?
Useless motherfucker.
He stopped and he got off of her and put on his clothes and he left. So she's sitting there, she's just feeling terrible afterwards.
What's wrong, Dr. Gray? My coochie's doing a beatbox.
Now, it may not have covered everything, but I basically just wanted to talk about the stuff that I was kind of interested in. And plus, it's the first episode, so you're not really going to have a lot of stuff happening until like the middle and the end. The episode was good, an amazing premiere, amazing comeback. I don't know what the future holds for Lawrence and Issa. Like, he's going to keep coming to get his mail, and they're going to keep continuing to do this until they eventually get back together, or is he's going to officially move on and get with this new girl, and is Issa going to stay single and lonely, or is she going to potentially find someone? I don't know what the future holds for Issa, but it kind of makes me sad seeing her like this, because even though when she was with Lawrence, she didn't really appreciate him, and now that he's gone, she wants him back. So it's like, you didn't want him when you had him, now he's gone, you want him back. And anyways, make sure that you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Follow all my social media down below in the description box. And when you subscribe, make sure that you click the bell to get all of my notifications when I upload videos. Really don't have to, but it would be nice. Comment down below what you guys thought of the show. Like, did you like it? Like, what did you think of it? I will see you guys in the next video.